Well, hey everybody. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to Esoteric Influences for the 28th of February through the 6th of March. So we're entering a new month. I mean, can you believe we've already exhausted 2 months of the year, of the new year? I can't believe that. Time has just, it seemed like it was just going so slowly there for a bit. And then all of a sudden, here we are 2 months into the new month, or 2 months into the new year. So I don't know what that means, but maybe it means we're getting going in a better direction. So we have a new vaccine that's available. The Johnson & Johnson one-shot one, I guess, has been approved. So we're going to have that to add to the mix. It looks like my husband and I were going to do it at the same time. And even though his group, actually, he's a little older than I am, he's 67, his group goes before mine because I'm 63. So we're going to do it at the same time. So it looks like March 29th is the tentative date where we can start scheduling our vaccine appointments. And so I don't know how long that's going to take, but we'll see. I mean, with more and more become available, then I would hope that means more available here in my local area because we're not getting very many. Uh, so, anyway, we'll see how that goes. I'll keep you apprised as time goes on, but we're getting closer to the point where maybe we can start to feel a little more comfortable. But for today, we have the 28th reduces to one, and so we have on Sunday we have the idea of new beginnings, wholeness, and unity. Birkenau is the rune for Sunday. It's an earth element rune. It's fertility, birth, family, protection, new beginnings, healing, growth, all of that. Fortuna minor fortune, lesser fortune, outside assistance. It's positive, it's progressive success. To me, it reminds me in a business of like progress billings, and so where you maybe get some money up front, and then it's going to be a long-term project, and so you're going to maybe bill out this portion and this portion and then this portion and then the final one. That's kind of what Fortuna Minor reminds me of, in business anyway. Let's see. We're in the crone phase of the full moon. We're in Virgo until it transitions into Libra late in the morning today at 11:17 a.m. my time, Pacific Standard Time, and the Human Design channel for today is Community, and that's describing a design of being apart, seeking a whole. So it's about unity with others and community. So today on Sunday, you may experience a new perspective about a project or a situation with others, part of that process. Usually that arises because you've got other people as part of the process. So, also with more vaccines becoming available, like I said a bit ago, it feels kind of like we've turned a corner. But we're still going to need to continue to follow CDC guidelines regarding masking and whatnot for the foreseeable future until everybody gets vaccinated, and maybe we will be able to drop some of that at that point. I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see. But the moon in Libra in the latter part of the morning, you might get to plan some kind of get together with others. Online still seems to be best unless you can be certain that all precautions can be taken. Your distance, you're in masks, outside kind of thing. We're still, it's February 20, this is still February 28th, so it's not very warm, although this next week is supposed to be in the, 50s, maybe even 60 on one day. So that's kind of cool. But outside events are it's still too cold where I live, really. But online, do it. The thing is that sometimes online gatherings can be frustrating until a rhythm gets established. So stay calm and respect boundaries and wait your turn. Sometimes it's like everybody wants to talk at once. So don't be rigid in your thinking on Sunday so that harmony is preserved. Growth can take place by letting go of control and accepting input from others. So remain open on Sunday to new ideas. The magical focus tonight, we're in the crone phase. The favorability is bad, and I'll tell you, there's a section in my book, Witch Notes. It's available over on Amazon if you want to look at that. It has a section on favorability and in terms of the day, ranging from excellent to very bad. And so that's where I'm getting that, just so you know. If you want to get your own copy of that, it's in Kindle format as well. But if you want to get your own copy of it, you can look this kind of stuff up on your own. It's just a little book of correspondences that I find helpful anyway. Um, we have another one energy though for Monday. So Sunday and Monday will be both one energies for the numerology. Again, new beginnings, wholeness, and unity. That's kind of our focus, really for the foreseeable future. Ansu's is the rune for today, or for Monday rather. It's an air element rune. It's known as Odin's rune. It represents divine message or spirit communication, eloquence, creation, higher self, divinity, and clarity. We do have a little unstable energy though on Monday. We have Pur, which is kind of a Mars and Aries experience. So we're talking about youthful boy energy, little boy energy. Let's see, it's a little bit unstable, impulsive, a little more driven, risk-oriented, accident-prone. So again, it's not like Rubius. We do have Rubius on Saturday, which is the adult version of that, where you really get into the misuse of force or potential misuse of force there. Ego run amok. Here, it's just youthful energy. I had 2 boys, so, its complement is Puella, which is scattered little girl energy. I was a Puella. My boys were, a little bit of poor energy. So anyway, the moon's in Libra on Monday, and the Human Design channel again is still community. So you're going to want to exercise some impulse control on Monday, and so that you don't sabotage your progress. Take a risk-averse approach until you understand the bigger picture on Monday. Partnership and commitment issues could come up, which might affect interactions. Typically they do. This may be perception-based though, so reevaluate how you perceive what's happening to gain a little bit more clarity. With the channel of community active in the Human Design chart on Monday, your idea of family involves more than the traditional family unit. Friends, neighbors, co-workers, everybody's part of your family on Monday. With all the drama lately though, you might feel exhausted. Between the pandemic and the effect of conspiracy beliefs, you may feel uncomfortable in your family right now. Respect for boundaries, especially your own, is more important than ever right now. So step back to regain your balance or perspective if you need to. It's been difficult, especially with the conspiracy stuff. This isn't going away. People still are doubling down and tripling down on all of this nonsense, about the election and about everything surrounding the last administration. It's unfortunate, but we'll get through it. It's just going to take time. It's no different than any other type of cult mentality. A little bit of realization, in some respects, deprogramming. I know we used to talk about that years ago with cults. Well, we still do, I guess. I don't know how long this is going to take, but it's going to take a while. Favorability for work and magic on Monday's excellent. Again, work magics for new beginnings. Also healing the body and perceptions through purification rituals. Keep your vibration high. Make them come to you. Make the ego come to you instead of, heading down into the morass with the ego. Keep your vibration high, and that keeps your focus in spirit presence instead of ego presence. On Tuesday, we have a 2 energy for that day on the 2nd of March. Collaboration, polarity, balance, harmony, decisions, that kind of stuff. Hagalaz is the rune for Tuesday. Now, this is a witch rune. It's also a Norn rune for the past. It's destruction within established boundaries. Protection, luck, can be used in trance work. It's a water element rune. Caput Draconis is the geomancy rune for Tuesday. Now that's again new beginnings. That is the dragon's head, or representing, it's governed by the North Node, currently in Capricorn. And so on that day, but we're talking about being on the threshold of new beginnings with Caput Draconis. We also have Kata on Thursday, and so Kata Draconis is going to be the South Node, or endings, or karma, or something like that. So we're going to have a little bit of just like with well, I guess that, I see. No, I was talking about Rubius and Pur. So I guess that's the only one we have that's got its complement this week, are the Draconi, basically. Human Design channel is still, has changed, I guess, on Tuesday to awareness, which is sudden knowing and inspired thought or inspired awareness. So on Tuesday, you're going to want to collaborate with others and be reasonable in your expectations of them, but do approach tasks or challenges in shared purpose with others for the best outcome. Just kind of, work for an egalitarian approach that way. With the moon traveling into Scorpio at 12:39 in the afternoon, so early afternoon, engaging with others shifts to a more centered focus. Scorpio can be rather intense. So if you feel irritable or nervous on Tuesday, stay present and rebalance your emotions before engaging with people, because otherwise it's going to impact things, I think. You might be given to sudden intuition or awareness on Tuesday with the channel of awareness active in the human design chart. Listen to that inner voice of truth if challenges arise. It's going to serve you well, I think. You might see something others don't, and that can make all the difference in how a situation turns out. So take a service to others, have a service to others mindset. To foster trust that, if you get real arrogant, that just sort of blows that out of the water, doesn't it? So be there for others, be there in service to others. You really do take care of yourself when you do that. The favorability for work and magic on Tuesday is excellent. You can use Hagalazana working to remove barriers and set a new course. A Mars day, so amethyst, jasper, and bloodstone can be used on the altar. You can burn basil or nettle in the cauldron for self-empowerment or courage rituals. But again, on this, I'm just giving you some little pieces of it today. Just, go to the Esoteric Influences on the blog, or if you've signed up for the newsletter, you have that in your inbox. I don't have the blog version up yet. It will go up here in a little while. Probably I'll work on it while I watch this and to make sure this is okay before I post it. But then shortly thereafter, you can refer to that on the blog if you don't have it already, again, in your inbox. It's also going to get cross-posted over on Medium and Patreon. So if you follow me on those two places, you'll also see it there. So anyway, on Wednesday, the 3rd, we have a 3 energy for that day. So, mind, body, spirit balance. It's catalytic. There's optimistic. It's about details and reason and just balance on that day, keeping things in balance. Isa is the another Norn rune, this time of the static realm or the present moment. It's about becoming and stillness and will development, or will contraction, focus, consciousness, freezing unwanted behaviors or situations. It can be used in magic that way. But this is Isa. And then Acquisitio is the geomancy rune for Wednesday, so gain. It can also mean overconfidence and excessive behavior. It can mean you're adventuresome. It's Jupiter and Sagittarius is what governs it. So you can kind of see Sagittarius with its, need for adventure, and Jupiter is expansion. So, Acquisitio is gain of some kind. It can be financial, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. The moon's in Scorpio, and the human design channel is still awareness. So although you're going to feel ambitious on Wednesday, focus on the details and don't get ahead of yourself. A self-disciplined approach is favored, and you're going to want to weigh each side of the situation before speaking. Again, Scorpio and all that, and acknowledge and appreciate the experiences others bring to the conversation. However, if the situation still feels unsure, or maybe resources that you need are lacking, it may be best to table things for another day. Intensity can just take over things on Wednesday. So again, don't be afraid to just set things aside for a moment and come back to them. It may be that your energy is less on Wednesday, and you need a more stable environment that allows you to get into a more even flow. So again, pay attention to how you feel on Wednesday. A collaborative force can accomplish anything, so delegate to others if you need to, and if you can't, set things aside. If it's just you that's having the difficulty, delegate and enjoy the shared experience. I know that might be a little hard. You might want to take control, but don't. Favorability for work and magic, again, on Wednesday is excellent. You might want to focus on spells for improved communication. If you have a piece of untreated citrine, or you don't, I mean, the other kind is fine too. It's a little more glossy looking and a little more yellow and a little more brilliant looking. This looks really dull when it's not treated, but the idea is it's not treated. And even though either one is fine, I kind of like to use that untreated one. Unless I'm wanting to pretty up the altar or something, then I'll use the other ones. But I really like the untreated versions of them because there's nothing getting in the way of its effect. So if you have one, use it. Frankincense in the cauldron can be burned to dissipate deception, and benzoin for anger issues can be burned. So that's a little bit of a recommendation there. Again, check the blog for that. You'll get a little bit more information there on different things you can use for the magical workings throughout the week. The 4th of March, again, a 4 energy. We're looking at foundation, grounding, pragmatism, patience. It represents the physical presence. The rune on Thursday is Uruz. It's the primal forming essence. Represents the aurochs. An extinct animal, but similar to like a bison or a very large bull. But you can kind of see that with the shape there, can't you? More on the bison angle than, because you can see the angle down here, or right here, so see it angles down. If you look at a bison, their back kind of angles a little bit. Or at least it seems to. I don't know if it actually does, but it seems to, because they got that knotty stuff going on back there, like that big thing. Anyway, so it kind of at least looks that way. But we're basically talking about the primal forming essence. And what is that? That's the thought process behind form, the thought process behind manifestation. Geomancy rune is Cauda Draconis, again, the dragon's tail, or the south node in Sagittarius. So we're looking at endings. It's an evil influence. It means the exit, the lower kingdom, harbinger of disaster and terminating affairs. But, it's karma, and how karma impacts our experiences in the past, impact our decisions that we make in the future, also in the present. Scorpio is the moon until Sagittarius in the mid-afternoon at 2:43 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And again, the human design channel for Thursday is still awareness. So we're going to let go of issues on Thursday that leave us feeling less grounded or at loose ends. Remember that your thoughts manifest in some form, even if only in perceptions or within the body itself. So you still want to be mindful of where your thoughts take you on Thursday. That's the thing with empaths. I know for myself, if I'm getting upset for no reason, it's either something that's happening within me or I'm picking up on energies from somewhere else. If nothing is making sense, it could be menopause in my case, but if not, then, it's something else. And so you check in first with where your thoughts are taking you. And then you check in with body stuff and say, okay, are my thoughts taking me to where I'm upset? If it's not that, it's like, okay, is something with my body happening? Am I feeling sick? Or again, and when you're in your crone phase of like I am, there's other hormonal things going on that can cause it. But other than that, if you're empathic at all, be sure to check in with the idea that it could be something else. Go ahead and shield, bring yourself to your awareness, to your still point, bring all your, let all visualize all the channels of energy you've got to other people and other thought patterns, let them dissolve and see how you feel at that point to try to figure out what's going on. With the moon in both Scorpio and Sagittarius on Thursday, you might find that self-expression or self-assertion is impacted. Maybe in not the greatest of ways here. Whereas you might feel emotional early on, that's the Scorpio influence. That may give a way to a more pointed expression when Sagittarius takes over, with tactfulness at a minimum. It's like opening your mouth without thinking and all this stuff comes out and then you're like, oh boy, you cause problems, right, with it. And so, focus on compassion and think before you speak on Thursday, especially in the afternoon and evening hours. So But look back on recent successes on Thursday and use what you learned from all of it to enhance the success of an upcoming or current project. Bring in others and rely on their experience. But if you're in a leadership role, express yourself in a principled manner, set the mandate, and then step out of the way. If you're supervising others, you've hopefully hired a good team and they're ready to go, and you just need to trust them, give them the tools that they need and the expectations you have, set the mandate, and then step back and let them do their thing. And you might be surprised at what wonderful things happen as a result when you trust people that you supervise to do their very, very best. They usually rise to the occasion and do that. So, it's kind of funny how that works. Let's see. Favorability for work and magic, again, is excellent on Thursday. Now, I like to work void of course magic, and we've got void of course where the moon is not, it's in a sign, but it's not. There's a lesser effect there. There's still aspects and stuff that the moon's having with other planets and other aspects within the astrological chart that can affect you. But in this void of course time, usually, they'll say, oh yeah, don't work magic during that time. Well, I think it's a great way to work magic because you have less of an influence, right? And in fact, I even did a video on it. I've done posts on it. I just think it's a really cool time to do it. And you can do influence magic where you're really wanting to use your own influence. So doing that within a trance state is really effective. But be sure if you're doing that to take a higher self-awareness focus so that you're not coming from the standpoint of ego when you're doing that. If you're going to influence something, you need to have that influence come from spirit, not from ego. So, and especially with Jupiter's expansive effect on Thursday, your magics are going to have a strong effect. So be very careful the direction in which you take that on Thursday. Now, Friday, the 5th of March, we have a 5 energy, so change, freedom, elemental energy, protection. Yira is the earth rune for that day. Transformation, balance, give and take, energetic alignment, unfolding awareness. Laetisha is the geomancy rune, joy, health, laughter, good fortune. The moon's still in Sagittarius, and the human design channel is awareness. So collaboration with others may bring changes today. Enjoy the process and see what unfolds. If self-expression is difficult with the moon in Sagittarius, you might want to head off in your own direction, but that's just because your own emotional balance might be getting in the way. Take care of your responsibilities to others, though, if you have them, before going off doing your own thing. Trust the process, even if working with others, or especially if working with others. Avoid a superficial approach and set the example for others to follow. Know that you're an inspirational force who can provide a clear path forward. The magic favorability on Friday is neutral, so use Yira to strengthen partnerships. It can be carved into pink or green candles to support and influence shared awareness and energetic alignment. Rose quartz is also helpful on the altar. Saturday, the 6th of March, we have a 6 energy, so harmony, shared purpose, benevolence, compassion, empathy. Perthro, or the rune of chance and the impact of fate on our lives, is it's cause and effect, it's synchronicity, it's the cauldron. That's our rune for Saturday, and we have Rubius. So a little bit of misuse of power and overdoing it with the passion, for the geomancy rune. The moon's in Sagittarius until Capricorn in the early evening at 6:21 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we have 2 channels of awareness on Saturday, awareness and synthesis, so sudden knowing, and then awareness of the interrelated nature of life. So control your impulses on Saturday and take responsibility for your own behavior. Check in with others before going your own way on Saturday. Let go of perceptions or habits that don't serve the present situation. A new approach may be needed to break through barriers to success, so remain sensitive to the needs and input of others to enhance your own experience. Let go of dogmatic beliefs that interfere with harmony and success, and realize that we're all in this life together. Even if that seems challenging at times, like now. It may require some sacrifice on your part, but in the long run, you'll embrace a more rational view of the past, present, and future. Neutral favorability again on Saturday for magic. Purification working might be helpful. Anoint a black candle with some cypress essential oil. To make it, you can take an eighth of a cup of carrier oil. Almond oil is nice. Or grape seed, that's also nice, with 10 drops of cypress essential oil. Shake it up, and there's your you can anoint your candle with that. Or burn some pine needles in the cauldron for protection and cleansing negative energies on Saturday. So I guess that's it. Again, check out the blog if you want to see this in written form, or sign up for the newsletter, and you can get yours next week, not this one, but next week. Although I do post it around, so check my Twitter feed for it. You can see it. It's also over on the Stepping Aside's Facebook page. So if you want to go over there, there's links to that underneath the video, so you can see it over there. Just click on it; it'll open. If you want to get it that way, you can do it that way as well. Again, it's going to be cross-posted over on Medium and on Patreon. Patreon will have the video itself with all of it, so it's a little bit, more expanded there. Only costs $1 to join my page there, and $1 a month, and $12 a year. So if you want to do that, that'd be awesome. I'd really appreciate that. And I guess that's it. We'll meet again tomorrow for somewhat daily tarot and rune. So wear a mask if you go out around anyone at all, whether you're inside or out, for the foreseeable future. And be good to yourself. Be good to one another. And blessed be.